And if all else fails, oh well.
Go ahead with the meeting.
Right. Just take really good notes.
Hey guys, say happy birthday to my
All right.
friend Mara, whose birthday is today.
There is a birthday. today.
Say happy birthday.
There you go.
Mara.
Happy birthday, Mara.
Okay, that was resounding, everybody.
Okay. Is Jen Merritt in there? Somewhere? It's an interesting delay.
Conrad is.
I am, but I don't see Jen. Okay, she said she would join. Oh no, that we can't have that. We gotta mute that.
Well, no, they're two different camera views. No, but right here.
It's a little bit surreal.
Hold on, I'm gonna look under.
Where's our, it's a new.
Fixing combination.
Soon,
I can't.
good to see you again, by the way.
How's your
So the
dog
microphone-
Now
doing?
that I recognize him,
How's your dog doing?
he's doing fine. He didn't, his platelet level is fine. He didn't
Good.
have Lyme's disease.
Oh, thank goodness.
USB Kodak.
As for me, who knows?
How's your dog doing?
He's doing fine.
God, it's like living with ghosts or something.
It's all over the place.
Yeah.
They're coming up to the.
You know why?
Why?
Cause you might wanna shut your.
Mine is off. Mine's muted.
I'm not on. Anybody on?
Is your sound, no, the sound is coming from here.
I'm muted and yeah, the TV is. Maybe the church just mute the TV. Is there a mute button on the?
No, because we wanna hear it.
Oh, somebody has a comment.
Yeah,
Oh, but it's on. There's this delay.
Where's
we're
the,
working on it.
what, who we hearing talking? The outside? The door?
Maybe the church is.
There's a delay of 10 seconds.
It's that window.
So you're hearing us 10 seconds
So
ago.
there's like two cameras on, or is that because?
No, no, the camera's fine. It's the audio.
Because.
The cameras have no sound.
The business opening got confused now. Satellite television. So, you know, to do the video calling. Except for because of the satellite.
Not happening.
Yeah, and then you had to buy more tokens back. Have you ever?
How are we now?
I don't
We don't hear
know.
anything on TV, but we can't really, well, actually, we can test it by letting me speak. Do you hear me in real time? Okay,
Yeah.
okay, then that's fine.
Good job, Julie.
Yeah, but now we're just got
It's
us.
still doing it though.
But then when I spoke into it just now.
Yeah,
It's
but it's doing both.
the real time and the delay.
Yes.
All right, well,
Second recording.
maybe we can just go ahead.
We've gotta do something else.
Yeah.
100% will be distracted by that.
Yesterday.
We can just mute the TV.
Yesterday we had the Madonna Grove Community Park.
The other committee, yeah.
It's not 3 or 4 times since May. We learned that in May.
This meeting.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. Was that? Yeah. Thank you.
All right, this is gonna make me crazy. There you go. This meeting. Okay. Something is wrong with this. See what I mean? I think there's something very wrong with it.
It sounds like we're hearing the recording from me.
And we're worried about the, hold on. You guys go ahead and we will figure this out, I'm sure.
Is the
YouTube up somehow?
Something is wrong with this. See what I mean?
What was,
There's something very wrong. Sounds like we're hearing. We're worried about the.
Can you open the,
That's nothing.
This is supposed to be
But
turned
this is-
on, right?
No,
Maybe that's the issue. If I turn this off,
that worked.
okay,
You're good now.
that's the one thing I could think of. All right,
Okay, I didn't even think of that.
there's another. That.
Audio.
Yeah.
So now you talk into your computer and see if it works.
So I'm talking to my computer. Okay.
Perfect.
All right. So this doesn't have to be a super long meeting. We have a couple things to talk about. We don't have the minutes, so we're gonna have to do July minutes and minutes for this meeting next meeting. First thing is, let's look at the signs. And actually, before we do that, is there any other adjustments, any other topics people want to talk about? We have this. And we. Infrastructure strengths evaluation program.
Okay, yes, and I wanna talk about focus in the meetings, coming up with a plan. Right, saying, so yeah, I'm explaining it more.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll get to that one after we do these two things. Okay, Cindy, the floor is yours.
Jeremy, or are we just looking at printouts? Think of Waldeboro, I think of it's quirky, it's fun, it's a little unexpected, and I thought, go to town. And it's kind of like a direction, to go into town, but it's also conveying enjoy fully. Fully immerse yourself in Waldeboro. And some people will get the humor in it, and some people will just see it as a direction. It's kind of like a little Easter egg. So you're going to see examples that I have where it's, visit downtown, or it's this way. Like this one has this way. And I wrote downtown, it is 1.5 miles, I guess correctly. So for me, and I thought, what if we made it navy? So, and I was looking at signs, and you can point directionally left or right, or you can just point down as like a continue. So, I also have another this way example with a fun arrow.
The arrow as integrate sort of a directional arrow. right
Okay.
now.
Well,
but I
those
am-
would be different signs. That one would be appropriate for Route 1 on the north side, where it's going straight. As opposed to, because it wouldn't be indicating a left or a right turn.
It depends on the
Uh,
position.
I'm not,
It wouldn't be
still
on
not,
Route
still
1.
not loving it,
The down.
the downward
If it
facing.
was, if it was a overhead arch. that would be
And
different.
it was down to the road, yes, but I'm
It's
not thinking that's what it's
No,
gonna
no,
be.
it's not.
So I'm leaning toward and this is not to say that I'm not I'm not the queen. But this is
No.
just what I wanted to throw my 2 cents in.
Yeah, so we have different options for arrows. We have the typical like bow and arrow type arrow with feathers, and then we have these stylized arrows, and then a bigger version of the arrow. There's lots of arrows,
Mhm.
and there's subtle shift in the messages. And then, oh, there's one missing. I did put the schooner on one, but I'm not seeing it.
It makes that even cuter.
Where'd it go? Sorry. Go to, never.
Ever.
The designer vetoes that.
Well, that
That's
was,
like Toys R Us.
no, but that was on the tenant side,
That was on what side?
tenants.
Oh, you mean
Harbor sign.
Tenants Harbor, where there was it looked like the stern of a boat, you mean?
Yeah,
Name of
no,
a
but
boat.
there was a number that said, the number was instead of TW. Oh, it was two,
Oh, I
Mm.
wonder why.
the way on space.
But they spelled TWO instead
Can't
of
remember
TO.
That, I just remember that was there, may I could be
Huh.
wrong.
Because it was
Oh, I have
meant
never
to,
seen it.
it was meant to be like the name of a boat. That the whole sign is meant to represent the
Oh,
name of
maybe I
the
didn't
boat.
even get that.
That was the whole in joke of the
I think I
of
missed
the
that.
Tenants Harbor.
Well, I did too, apparently.
Apparently, is that- you
I've
just-
never even seen it.
Did you just learn
It's
that?
very cute.
I've been to Tenants Harbor, I just never noticed.
Village.
I'm kind of liking this.
Oh, yeah, that's the next one I was gonna show. So we have, you know what might be best if we all look at them.
Oh, if you do the other, yeah,
Yeah, so
Yep.
we're not flipping around. Okay, so that's the reverse of that. That's the reverse of that. And then that's the reverse. Woo. It's like the game memory a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe we could just,
all right.
I know it, so I would go stand over there to see if there's any,
It's a really good way to do it.
or if there's, we could,
And I see the key.
we need more of that strip, we could pin them up. That's what you used to do at LL
Yeah.
Bean.
Jen Merritt can hear us.
Okay.
Hi, Jen.
Just so you know, this is what he was talking about. It's meant to be like the name of a boat. The welcome to.
Well, maybe.
That's the pun.
Okay,
Um,
that makes sense on the back of a sign shaped like a boat.
Yeah.
Look at you bringing that up, like,
I didn't hide that.
oh, thank you.
Did you see that?
Oh, we can all look together.
Great.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so,
is the last one in there that you mentioned, the schooner? In
This-
that document?
the schooner, was there? I don't know what happened to it. We'll see.
Is there an additional one in that document that's not printed out here?
Well, like, just scroll down, you'll see. How did it fall off?
This way, that's kind of cool.
Okay.
Okay, so the schooner would have to be redrawn because the lines, there were more lines, fine lines, and when you shrink it to fit that space, it got plugged up a bit. So that's a little labor intensive, so
Okay.
if we want the schooner.
It's
We're
not
dying
charged.
on our sword for the schooner. The cool thing about the schooner is because it had to be bigger, compared to the little sailboat and compared to the buildings. It kind of peaks up, it violates a little bit into the ivory space,
Mhm.
that rectangle, so
You
that's
can
fun.
Schooner down below.
No, you have to imagine it. Somehow it didn't save. I don't know what happened.
What?
The schooner is not, it's invisible right now. I will email you the schooner.
That would be great.
The schooner's not in this packet. It,
Oh, there's another one.
it sailed away. There's another one that I somehow omitted. I have no idea how. It's been technical problems
Say la vie.
in this room, outside of this room.
Yeah.
Mercury's in the microwave. Don't know.
Who knows?
But you will see, you know what, if we narrow down which one,
Yeah,
I'll show you with schooner. and without.
that schooner, brilliant.
I like go to town.
It's fun, right?
I'm into go to
Yeah, that
town.
is.
My vote's right here.
Okay, why don't you put a little star or mark on it? A check or something. Oh, look at that, a signature.
Well, and this addresses some of the concerns that were raised last time, which was if we're talking about the position of the sign being at the junction of Route 1 and West Main,
Right.
having a clear arrow would be very helpful there. That was one of the comments from last time. And
Yep.
this is a really great way of killing two birds with one stone.
And what I like about having the arrow hold the text is your text isn't inflated. Like, I feel like this is fighting this from a communication perspective.
Yeah,
You know, this is the most important thing.
Go to town.
No, Waldeboro.
Well, I
Yeah,
like,
what you were having.
I like to visit downtown,
Go to town.
but I like it in the dark arrow. So it's
Huh?
kind of, I want one that I don't have.
Okay.
No, don't take it yet, because people may not want that. My reason is this. I think that the businesses along Route 1 are working really hard to build themselves, to build Waldeboro. They're just not in the village. And so I think to make it clear that there's downtown as well as the businesses along Route 1 is, we don't want to be exclusionary and say, you know, Waldeboro is this way because Waldeboro is also this way.
I hear what you're saying. But one of the problems that you face with trying to direct people to the village is that it's not on Route 1. People will pass through the Route 1 area without signs at all. And so the additional function of the signs is to indicate to people that you should turn off of Route 1.
And I absolutely understand that, but if I were a business person on Route 1 in Waldeboro and somebody was saying that they were going to put a sign up that said Waldeboro was this way, which was not past my store, I would be ticked. Maybe
Well,
they won't be.
the sign is
Well, you can make the alternate argument, which is all the businesses in the town, in downtown, would be upset that you're not directing traffic their way.
Well,
Because Route 1 automatically bypasses them.
And I absolutely see that point, which is why I think that saying visit downtown so that people understand, oh, downtown isn't Route 1. There's more to Waldeboro than Route 1.
So you think visit versus go to is more less,
Inclusive.
Okay.
That's all.
The thing
Maybe-
that I really like about the branding here is that you have the village of, which is different than establishing a town line. You know, I've had people say, why do we need a sign at all when you have state signs that say town line, you know, Waldeboro, town line Jefferson, whatever. The difference is that it's not just the city limits of the town, it's the village. That's what we're starting to point at here with this particular gateway thing.
Yes, and I do want to point out a couple things on this one in particular. Two things. If you say visit downtown and it's held in that blue arrow, it'll be itty bitty because you have 12 letters
So we could just. say
compared to
downtown
7.
that way.
It already says downtown and how far it is and what is in downtown: theater, restaurants, and galleries.
But no, if somebody's driving, even considering that's going to be substantially bigger, I'm not sure they're going to be able to read that it says the village of or downtown?
The word Waldeboro will be the first thing read. Even though your text is above, this will be read, then this, and then sort of from top to bottom.
Right. And at 60
Because
miles an
of
hour,
the
you'll be past
size.
it. by
Hopefully not 60, but
then. 55.
I mean, people will be so excited to go downtown,
They-
traffic will be stopped, just
They
like in
ju- oh,
Wisconsin.
why didn't I think?
But also you pass it dozens and dozens of times. So it's,
Potentially, yes.
so
yeah.
these are things that you start to pick up on as you see it multiple
Mhm.
times. But the hierarchy, as you point out, is clear here. It's not confusing. There's
Right.
there's the name of the town, there's a direction, and then there's additional stuff that you pick up on after multiple passes.
And you have to determine what the priority is. Is it, welcoming? Is it the town name? Is it a directive? A wayfinding? Is it what we offer? It's ambitious to have all of those things in one sign if you're driving 60 miles an hour, even if they were all the same size as a list
Right.
in Helvetica.
Yeah. Okay, so if this is the sign, whatever the text is here inside the arrow, if this is the sign on the south side of town, and say it's positioned where you had suggested kind of at the Y, what should the sign on the north side of town say?
Well,
How should it be different?
but before we leave the being at the Y, I don't think the sign should be at the Y. I think it should be before the Y on the south approach north.
Yeah.
So you have time to think about it. Then when you're past the sign, when you pass the sign, you're past the turnoff.
So, okay, so whether it's before the Y,
Yeah.
whatever, in that little median or right before it, where the existing sign is, in one of those three locations
Yeah,
there,
okay, yeah.
should the sign on the north side be,
Where will it be positioned?
well, we had talked about potentially doing it right before Delano's,
Yep.
a little bit closer to the village than it currently is, where it's far off in the middle of the forest right now.
Mm-hmm.
And after Delano's, it starts to get very visually crowded with a lot of signs. And Delano's could be considered sort of a visitor attraction, sort of at the edge of the
Yeah, there's a
Waldeboro commercial area.
there's a track that's, was it RNS Auto and then Delano's?
Yeah,
Whatever that track is for RNS, the auto places,
yeah,
that's the best stretch I think I've observed.
which is currently pretty open.
Yes, nothing's there,
Yeah,
and it's after 135, quite a way.
right.
So my question is, would you want to direct people heading south to downtown as well?
So, yeah, so that
Why-
takes it
why
to
not?
the juncture. of
I'm just
1,
asking the question. Then would the position be better? Right before that cigarette shop plaza area or at the light
So there's
by Moody's?
I think the original thinking was it should just kind of replace the existing Welcome to Waldeboro sign, move it a little bit closer and just really announce this is the Waldeboro commercial area,
Mm-hmm.
both the village and the Route 1 commercial area. If it's more specifically about a campaign to direct traffic to the village, then what you're saying is right, which would be, could it be closer to where you have to turn left at Moody's? It's essentially indicating that people should turn left at Moody's.
2 signs. The major sign before the auto place, and then another sign that says village.
Yeah.
That's by the smoke shop.
Yep. I agree.
Or just because, if it's too congested by Moody's, you have a second alternative to turning onto Jefferson.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
So maybe it makes the most sense then to have the sign on the north side of town be a general welcome to Waldeboro, welcome to the, you could still say the village of Waldeboro without giving a direction. And then where could we potentially put that sign? Could it be,
It could be on the town property. right
Um,
before,
On the
So-
right side of the road.
right, so you could have it on the right side of the road so people know to get in that turning lane.
Would it be too weird to put a sign in that median of
I
Jefferson?
don't think they're gonna let us, they would not let us. do that.
Even if you had this sign,
That says just something like downtown. this-
downtown, you can say like, hold on, I have to drive. Flip the arrow,
Yeah,
Yeah,
say how many miles it is, and it works,
right.
you know?
Yeah, like it's just a short hop.
Yeah, so it's like 2.5 miles or whatever, I don't know how many.
The thing about.
That's okay, so having that up by Delano's
Yeah,
with the updated mileage and an arrow pointing left.
yes,
Okay.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, I mean, the nicest approach into Waldeboro is, taking a left at Moody's onto onto Main Street.
I
off
would,
of Route
I
1.
would agree with that.
yeah.
And it takes you right by the Waldo Theater, so you know it's
Mhm.
right there.
And you go right by the Historical Society earlier, so.
Exactly,
Yeah.
that's lovely, and
and
maybe you want to go to Audrey
and it's a
Wives and
beautiful
have some pizza.
ride. It's the best approach for the
Yeah.
town.
But either drive could take you right that way.
Yeah,
Either way could take you there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem we're running into is that there are 4 ways to drive into the village.
Right.
And so are we really trying to direct people one way, or is it just about putting signs everywhere? I would say putting signs everywhere is sort of watering it down. Sonia,
Well, I was thinking about it. This sign was kind of designed with the grassy background, like trees and leaves. We need to see this sign in the crowded backdrop around where Irving is or something like that, see how well it stands out. Like at the top of Moody's, that's kind of crowded. I'd agree on that. There's the Borealis Bridge and stuff.
Yeah.
But down, because we haven't had it in town, the only place we've seen it in situ
Yeah.
is with the woods in the background. And it might be that you can't see it in that new location. I was just thinking about it because of the pale color background. People do white, but they're small little signs with the golden, it's like you see the town of Warren and stuff, but they're on an empty, they're out there in a grassy thing,
Yeah. that's a good point.
Well,
They're not downtown, so if you're thinking about it, you have to have it at the top of the hill or before Delano's.
Right.
If you're gonna go with this design, I think.
well, if you look at what the Department of Transportation does in Maine as well as across the United States, speed limit signs are white. And then directional signs and town signs are green with white lettering. And I think you're right, you have to take into context what the background is. But you also have to remember that the backgrounds change with the seasons. And they also, there might be more signs, there might be buildings, there's gonna be things that are gonna compete for your attention. Now, in thinking about what attracts the eye, the color white attracts the eye. It's bright. And so that's why on all of these, I have a very light color. It's not pure white. That's just a nod to Waldeboro's history. But it would be hard unless we did a color changing. That'd be awesome. Thing.
Okay, what do you mean?
Mood ring or something, I don't know. A barometric sign that changes with the weather. It's gonna be difficult in all situations to make it. Unless you have it on a clean background, it's always green leaves, or autumn leaves. Like in the winter, the sign will be less visible, but the text will be more visible.
Yeah.
I think, there's. I think we're so far down this road that we don't want to try to change the background color.
Well, and it's interesting because when you watch a movie with subtitles, Like that's similar, right? Subtitles are usually white, but if it's on a white background, it doesn't work and they outline everything in gold.
Mhm.
But that's hard on the eyes to read. So they don't do it all the time, so people work hard to make sure it's readable.
Yeah.
So it is a really good point because it's kind of a battle, but it's also choose your battles.
I am very happy with this as a template for the two signs that we've been discussing from the beginning.
Yep.
We're now talking about a third sign, which is maybe a little bit more brief, it's taking off the branding and the typeface, but is a little bit more directed to turn left at Jefferson. So that's something that we can look at separately.
Yeah.
I mean, essentially, once we establish this, we have a color palette and a typeface and a kind of seal,
Yeah,
And-
art style.
an
and-
art style,
Yeah,
right?
you have basically what I would create from here is a branding guideline, because I don't want to just give you this and then late, I want you to be able to have the tools to utilize this in other projects you work on so that there's a unified, cohesive look for the town.
Which will include parking, the
Yes.
names of parking lots,
Yeah.
which is important. That would be, I think, the very next thing, in addition to this maybe third sign at Jefferson. So, I think that we're all attracted to, well, does anybody feel strongly that one of these other ones is a better contender, or are we all kind of
This is
liking?
my favorite one.
That's your favorite.
Yeah, I kind of don't like the shape of the arrow.
Do you agree, though, that having a strong visual element is helpful? Because one thing that people were complaining about last week is that the arrows were too small.
Yeah, it's not like this.
I think it's the argument about driving at 60 miles an hour. You miss the arrows here. It says visit downtown and you're like, okay, what?
Where's downtown? Yeah.
But this, there's no question.
Yeah.
Visit downtown is that way.
Well, the sign could become arrow shaped.
So.
The bottom of it.
Well,
could
that's
be-
what
Yeah.
this is, right? That's
No,
what
that's
this
gonna
I'm
be a
on that
square
one.
and it looks like that's gonna be painted on the square. Versus making it an arrow shaped. It's just a pointy on one end.
You're
You won't have
suggesting
to-
changing the actual shape of the sign. That's another idea. I also am drawn to this having a contrasting color and element, which doesn't compete with the name of the town. I like Go to Town and doesn't like it as much.
I don't like it either. It's kind of crude, I think. This way and go to town is not polite, I guess is the better word for it. It's like kind of slangy.
It's
like this.
definitely more informal. I've never seen it before, and I think it's kind of charming.
I think it's charming.
Go to
Um,
town kind of as a wordplay on we're going to town.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
Which means enjoy fully.
Well,
Yeah.
there's the old New England term called down street. Going down street.
Right.
My
That-
Like
grandpa always
up
said,
the
what are you
camp,
going
right?
down street
Yeah.
for?
Yeah.
And that means you were going downtown to Main Street.
In Poland, that was always, are you going down street?
Really?
Yeah. That meant you were going into Lewis. Which was
Wow.
Serious.
That never
Going
made
down
its
street.
way to Madawaska, where I'm from.
Yeah, well, we're southern.
Yeah. Down street, it's a great phrase.
Yeah.
Wow,
It's
that would
very-
be cool.
It's very, I guess the word is colloquial.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That's charming.
I mean, I really like that, and I'm not voting for a change, but you could say visit town,
Oh,
but
that's hard. That's
I wouldn't do
visit
it.
town
I'm
is
just,
a little.
I'm suggesting it, I don't even like it.
Or down.
Or if you're going that way, you say, come on down and play on the the Price is Right, come for the bargain.
Yeah.
Or come on down to Motor City.
Yeah. Could it just say, instead of having two elements here, could this be gone? It could just say downtown and the miles?
What
Or
do
is
you
that-
mean?
Well, instead of, because you were talking about the redundancy, if it were to say downtown instead of go to town as a possibility.
Yeah,
Let's say downtown in the arrow.
Downtown the arrow, but the important thing was to get the distance on the sign, because the distance will be different to
yeah, so like the word downtown balances. So like, if
Does
you,
very nicely.
I mean, we could rip a little piece of paper and hide it to design live.
And you see how then it's not balanced because there's just the one
Yep.
element there.
Mm-hmm.
And if to sit downtown here.
Well, but in a way it is balanced because you have the distance, which is a useful piece of information, and galleries.
No, but it's not
But
balanced
I understand, I
here.
understand that,
left and right.
but
Like your arrow's a seesaw, I would.
I don't think anybody sees the miles. Nobody knows how far, you're just telling them turn here, basically.
so get rid of.
You're,
get
you're
rid of
driving,
miles
you're
as well.
driving by at 60
Or you
miles an
could
hour,
just-
you're gonna see
you
this
can
and
have-
this.
You can have downtown in the arrow and then you can say, go separated, that'll work. You have go where downtown is, move downtown into the arrow.
Go with that. That would still not be balanced just because of the length of the word go.
Or drive.
Mm.
The other question, I guess, just for the group is, do we need to know the mileage? Is that,
If it's up, I think. So when I first moved here and I went on West Main Street,
mhm,
I was just like, where is it?
Yeah, it's
Like,
kind of
and
long.
it's 45 miles an hour for a big part of it, then drops to 35. And it's only when it drops to 35 that it's like signs of town life, there's a four-way. No, there's not a four-way stop in my part.
There will be a four-way stop at Kaler's. But
Thank you.
how about?
That
how
would
about
be scary.
state-
What's wrong with the flashing light?
There's,
Wait,
it's a very dangerous intersection.
we can't go into that right now,
Yeah, we
but,
can't.
Anyway,
but
how about historic? Where downtown is, and then downtown is the,
over here,
But then it says historic 1.5 miles. I mean, we can.
Historic downtown. Yeah, wow.
It was just a.
I like that idea.
That'll work. Hurry.
to me, yeah, I mean, I'm not totally opposed to that. I also feel like, just even having the seal here in the village of, in a way that's sort of, in my mind, taking the place of, historic
It does,
Waldeboro.
yeah.
And I really like Go to Town. I've never seen that on the sign. I think it's kind of charming and lighthearted. There's something really interesting about that, to me.
Well, yeah, so when I was thinking about it, I was just like, is it too much? And I was just like, little devil and little angel were on my shoulder, and I was like, is it clever? Is it fun? And I was just thinking about the personality of the town, and the town is full of personality. And the sign is really this traditional New England, timeless, and it has aspects of the personality. It has the river, but then when you have that go to town, it sort of cranks it up just a little bit, that personality. It piques curiosity.
Playful.
It also would make amazing merch. Go to town in Waldeboro. Cross a t-shirt.
Yeah, I like it. So we're kind of split on this. It sounds like this particular group here is a little bit split on the Go to Town as a phrase.
Yeah, I really don't like it.
Yeah. So we're kind of.
Is Jen on?
Couple against.
I wonder if she has any thoughts.
Jen, do you have any thoughts? I'm bringing her up on my phone.
Oh,
Oh, okay, on the phone.
She's like, suggestion, go to village instead of town. I like go to village or village this way. Good idea to add historic to village.
Historic village.
Oh, instead of the village of, in the arc at the top, it could say historic village of Waldeboro.
I thought you meant down here, the phrase in the bottom.
I think she means,
Down here.
it gets busy though. I don't know how you do it. It gets busy.
Starts to get busy, yeah.
simple as best.
Or just where it
Oh,
says
wait a
up
minute,
there,
how
the
about
village of.
How about instead of
Say,
go
put
to town,
historic.
no, because that's the play.
So on.
You
on
say
the
go to
street,
village, but
It doesn't
it
have
doesn't
the-
have the same.
Where it says,
Yeah,
the village of,
yeah,
is that what you were saying, historic?
She says
Waldeboro?
anywhere you like.
okay.
I would just put up there historic, Waldeboro, go to town.
I have to say, I really like the village of as a way of distinguishing different areas of Waldeboro.
Yeah.
It's not North Waldeboro, it's not the Route 1, we're talking about the village.
Yeah.
I like the specificity
I
of
do
that.
like welcomes you too, and if you had the historic village of Waldeboro welcomes you, first of all, it would get tiny.
I
Yeah.
can't wait to take a sign and cover up the
Yeah, well, if you
sticky
think
sign out
about
front
it,
with that
like
just top part.
Yeah.
north, south, then that means north and south Waldeboro might have a complaint by it's that it's being specific to the village of Waldeboro. They always seem to get left out
I
of
think that's
discussions.
wonderful.
Well,
They do.
I mean,
Yeah.
this can't be everything to
Right.
everyone, you know, what
Exactly.
we're trying to do here is to direct people to the village and increase foot traffic in the village.
Right.
Because it's not something you wouldn't see otherwise.
Precisely.
So I just want to go back to that mission here.
Yep.
Okay, so we can't make a final decision here, but it
Why
sounds
don't
like,
we omit some
all right,
completely?
let's take out. I mean, okay. Who is really against the art style of having a dark, whether it's this particular era or not, having a dark frame at the bottom? Is anybody really against that? Because a lot of people seem to be for this.
Yeah,
The-
I like it.
visually, the weight of having Waldeboro very different from the direction at the bottom.
Yep.
Okay, so we can go in this direction and take out the light colored ones.
Wanna see the scooter on it.
There's an option with the schooner. Possibly,
It sailed away.
it sailed away.
It was hustling.
It was excellent.
I have no idea what happened. I just saved it as a PDF. It was there, I
There's
swear.
5 masters, they move.
So
They
the,
do.
the schooner in place of the sailboat, right?
In place of the sailboat.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, and so like it's a little bigger and
Yeah,
it's
perfect.
cute because it
Yeah.
it kind of violates and points too.
Yeah,
Why
perfect.
are they gonna put in the schooner above?
Right.
the
It doesn't-
Waldeboro?
It doesn't fit. It gets really tiny and it's with the background being dark. I tried that at first.
And historically, that is the right place, I think, below.
Yeah,
That's where they were building them.
yes. There's a picture of my house when they're building the schooner and it's like in my front yard.
Yeah,
Isn't that fun?
that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, so I look at it like it's on my fridge, it's hanging up in my dining room.
So
I'm very familiar.
I get it.
So option with the schooner, and then just in terms of, we have floated now a number of ideas. Historic somewhere instead of, or in addition to village. Downtown or visit downtown or,
Too many letters if we do visit downtown.
Yeah.
so that's
I-
out, so
I
visit
get that.
downtown is out.
Jen
Okay,
also suggested downtown could be replaced by just village.
oh, like the whole arrow could just say village?
I believe that's what she means.
Then I would omit village at the top because you'd have a echo.
You know what, I'm actually not against that idea,
Yeah.
village. In fact, then your historic could go up here.
Yeah, no,
Historic Waldeboro welcomes you.
Would that make any sense, Cindy? If it said
Historic.
historic, Waldeboro welcomes you.
The thing is, it's not gonna wrap as nicely.
Yeah,
You know, like the 3 words, you have the spaces.
It
That's
floats.
the only,
it floats nicely there.
I
How
mean,
about the town of
Yeah.
Waldeboro welcomes you,
yeah,
and then the village is down below.
tonight.
Yeah. The town of, and
I'd fill in the arrow too.
Yeah, that's what,
that's what we're talking
oh,
about
you
here.
don't like that? You want me to,
Well, it's just a suggestion.
Oh.
Oh, you're talking about the art style there. So, but
look like a pumpkin?
village,
Oh,
village in the arrow is actually not
Or
a
a
bad idea.
harpoon. No, it's not.
Yeah.
it's a harpoon, it's historic looking.
Simple.
Yeah.
And it,
I
then
think
it
so.
really focuses the
Yeah.
attention to village this way.
Yeah.
I'm game.
Hmm.
Works for me.
Okay, so what we're changing is the town of Waldeboro welcomes you. That's the same. Downtown and the mileage. The text in here changes to village. This gets filled in. maybe, or turns into a harpoon, maybe, or stays the same.
I feel
Maybe,
Neutrally about it. I like the arrow style.
I'm neutral.
a harpoon is very long and might look shrunken to be wide enough to hold text,
Yeah, I can see that not being so
and it's
effective.
a little murdery.
And you're going for contrast,
quick.
right?
I am, yes.
So you need something wide
That's
enough
why
to create contrast.
yeah. And it's a fun shape that you can pull out pieces of it and use them different places.
Yeah.
You know, you have this point, you have this point, you have this shape, you have this.
You know, the other reason that, well, yes, it's good just to really think about the style of the arrow because it might be repeated in this third sign that we're talking about on Jefferson.
Right.
Yes,
And-
it should be.
And it would be the same arrow and with the same text in it that says village arrow.
Yep.
And that's a very simple, direct way of distinguishing Route 1 from the village. Yeah,
Two village
Weather
signs.
vane.
a weather
Weather
vane
vane
style.
arrows, style shapes that they have. So I thought of that for a weather vane to be on top of the sign with the ship on it that could, you know,
Oh, if it were to turn. or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was the original thing, but yeah, for the shape
Mhm.
like this versus a harpoon. So I don't know on a weather vane.
Yes, I have to.
They're,
Right.
they're more filigree though,
They are.
Can be busier than this.
Yeah,
but if you're using directional arrows, weather vane would be a good one.
and but this is the original shape of this arrow is one I often see on weather vanes with the kind of
Yeah,
has.
right.
this-
To me, it does suggest that it could go in that direction.
Yeah, absolutely.
Weather vane.
Yeah.
And there's something about it having a little bit of ornamentation without it being overly ornamented. Like there's a little bit of texture at the back end, but it's not like you really are missing out on lace.
Right.
Yeah.
Um,
So I think I mean, for me, I like having village, I like, having, the town, that's sort of,
I mean, the only, so devil's advocate, the only thing to me is when you say like town, it makes me think, oh, stores and when you say village, I don't necessarily get that same impact if I'm driving.
but it says theater, restaurants, galleries.
Right,
so-
but when you're driving quick, what you're gonna see is this.
Village.
Yeah.
Wait,
You're
so
gonna see
I'm not sure,
village.
what is your concern with that?
My concern is that village doesn't connotate shopping and theater and
Commerce.
Oh, it does to me.
it does to you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, all right.
When I
Oh,
hear,
yeah, you're
when I
going
hear-
to the village, you're going with your little basket and you're gonna go to the greengrocer.
when I think about village, I
You're
think
in
about,
France right now.
No, you got it.
when I hear the word village, I think about like Stonington downtown, I think about
Yeah, right.
Castine, I think
You
about
just said downtown.
Wiscasset. Yeah, no,
But
specifically,
he's-
when I
he's
hear
trying to
village,
Define village.
I think of
Now,
those,
if he were to say, when I think of village, I think of Stonington Village,
Yeah,
that's circular.
I think of those main streets in in Wiscasset and
Pretty little
Damariscotta.
village in New England or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's right, yeah.
In
Wiscasset.
Maine.
Maine says, Maine, Maine, village in Maine.
okay. I'm convinced. I really like go to town.
I like to go to town too. I can see the argument for village being very clean and
One or the
direct.
other,
Um,
go to town or village.
You're happy either way, Alec? Yeah,
Okay.
I do like go to town. I mean, that's like.
I know, it's just something kind of cool about it.
Yeah.
Well, for comparison's sake, I will make the adjustments and I'll show this one too, so you guys can compare, contrast, and agonize over it, so I
Right,
don't
right.
have to.
Yeah.
And then
It says
That's
in
nice
Maine,
for you.
villages contain stores, galleries and restaurants.
right.
Voila.
Thank you for your work on this.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
Yes,
Um,
Super
and your
late.
patience with us.
We're
And big.
like so close.
Yeah.
And then we can commission these signs to be made.
Ta-da.
Be excited.
Yeah,
Yes. All right, friends.
thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Was, do you know if Fidium fiber was rolled out down Deaver Road to Jones Neck?
I think it's online. Well, our Ruben, our man
Yeah.
about Fidium is not here.
We've had I'm on Ice Road and we've had some people there, some Fidium installers go, there.
Yeah, I'm just
So
saying they'll bridge the flat rock.
Yeah. I'm guessing that they're if they aren't on Deaver, they will be very soon.
Okay, so I don't want to waste,
Oh,
does everyone
what's
have,
the chair report? Why do we have?
I don't have anything to say. I
Okay,
just want to,
town updates?
additional town updates that we can talk about?
Are we gonna talk about the letter?
We are gonna do that presently.
Then I
There's-
think that's the most pressing town update we can possibly have.
Okay.
I have actually two town update questions, one being, what's going on with that horrible trailer up there on the parking lot?
That is a state issue. It's state property and the state DOT is aware of it. It's their plan to remove it.
Okay, and what about that sailboat that's down in the Madomic?
Our harbor master is working with, some of the shellfish committee to remove it.
Okay, thank you.
So we have a quick turnaround for a potential new project, which is called the Rural Infrastructure Strengths Evaluation. So this is a collaboration with the Economic Recovery Corps and RCAP, which is a consulting firm. Julie, is that the correct characterization of RCAP Solutions?
Yes.
So if we are admitted to this program, then we get basically free consulting, and there will be a number of workshops, and then a report and implementation support will come from this. So this is about economic development strategies for the town. And
It's through Lincoln County Planning is who turned us on to this.
right. And the deadline for this is, I think, in a couple of days,
Tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Right?
Well, today is the fifth, so
Oh,
it's Thursday.
Thursday, sorry.
So first of all, are there any questions about the nature of this based on that one pager?
I have a couple of questions, I'm afraid. One of them being a very, perhaps existential question. Is the money still gonna be there?
What
We
money?
don't know. They say it is, but
Okay.
The money from the federal government for the Economic Recovery Corps you're talking
Yes.
about? Right, okay. That's a great question.
And it appears that we don't know.
Yeah.
But in the short term, basically what is required of us is a letter of support. And I
Yeah.
have a template for that, and if there are no objections, I can submit that on behalf of our committee.
Yeah, I
Sonia?
have an objection, being told about something 2 days before it's due, you don't have time for due diligence.
well,
Okay,
it's not
so,
really, it's not really you guys can recommend that you support it, but the town letters, it's really the select board that has to.
did they even come in with the presentation on
They
this?
came into a presentation with myself and Kate. And we're
So-
recommending.
Well, I'm not, but my vote will be no. I don't think we need another plan. Okay, we already had this big housing survey done at the Lincoln County level. We paid a lot of money for this big giant study. You know, what's another study? And what they seem like, from what I saw on the website,
Mhm.
they seem to be process Section 8 housing claims. They seem to be helping landlords and all this other stuff down. This is down in Massachusetts, this RC thing. It doesn't seem to have anything to do with economic development. It's, Section 8 housing, how to do this and that, from what I saw, and I didn't have enough time to dig into it. So I don't know what they're asking from us or what we're supposed to do. It's like, it's just another nonprofit organization, and her point is if they have the money for it or not. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
that's my bit,
There are multiple concerns. To me, it's a way of structuring the kinds of work that is required of us from our master downtown plan. Having somebody else come in to help structure sort of workshops, talk
Someone
about
from not in
strategies.
the area.
Someone from not in the area who has experience making economic development plans, I think is a great idea.
And I like the idea because, you know, if we decide we don't like it, if we don't like what they're offering, we can say no.
Well, as somebody from out of the area who I think has come in and had some awesome ideas for Waldeboro and gotten us a lot of money, and I'm from New Jersey. I'm not that afraid of somebody being from away, and I think actually our fellow would not be from away. But, there's only so much and so much time and energy and money that we have to do a lot of these things that could be helpful.
Yeah.
You may not agree with all of what RCAP works with, and I totally understand, but I don't think that we have the ability to get some of this high level analysis with the staff we have. Whether you want to debate whether it's needed or not, that's a whole nother discussion. But we had the opportunity, Lincoln County Planning reached out and said, hey, they're already doing stuff for Lincoln County Planning. They would like to expand it. It's only costing so far what the time we met with them and for me to put together a letter. I like spending other people's money.
Yeah.
I don't like spending our taxpayer money on stuff like this.
And one of the
Yeah.
things that came
Our
up,
taxpayer money.
It is not
Well,
our taxpayer money.
It goes through the federal government into this.
Okay,
Right? Is that?
well, you need
not
to be more
correct?
specific when you say taxpayer money, because
So
Yeah.
I'm saying,
Direct.
hey, it could either go to another state or another town. Somebody's gonna get the money. I think we should get our share of it.
agreed.
That's at
agree.
least what I was
Agree.
tasked with when I was hired. So
I
I try to
agree with
get
right.
our share.
And the other thing is that I would love to see, and I was thinking about this the other day, and I'm thinking something like this could work toward it. Trying to do what came up when we were talking about the signs. North Waldeboro, South Waldeboro, we've got, you know, we wouldn't formally involve Jefferson, but if somebody came in from Jefferson, we wouldn't toss them out of a conversation. We're a small shire town to our hinterland. And in a way, as Waldeboro goes, so goes our little slice of eastern Lincoln County. Because we're betwixt and between. And so if we can find somebody who's gonna help us we've got the work that we did in 2011. And there's a lot of work going on there. We're volunteers. I'm game. I'm for
I
it.
think the other important thing is it could give us the ability to have a better plan for the Worcester parking lot.
Yeah,
That was
Yeah.
one of the things we talked about, which was parking, which I know is a huge issue for everybody. So it's really what we make of it if
Yeah.
we qualify.
Right.
So there's plenty of little projects that we could direct
That funds too,
the
yeah.
fellow to.
I think
Yeah.
that's one of the points also to just keep in mind is that it is a program, but we can direct it. They're gonna work with staff, here with me, with Julie, and we can direct it. So they're not gonna come in and just say, this is what you need to do. They're gonna work with us to develop a process for the town that fits in and answers the questions that they're coming to ask, which is.
But I think they'll
Yeah,
also.
they don't have the solution, they have the process.
And they have the
We have the
and-
solution.
And we can adjust the process so it fits what we need it to.
And I do think
Mhm.
that my understanding was that their team, I think, will be somebody from, maybe not local, but somebody from Maine and other.
So
They'll provide us.
Julie, you need us to support the select board?
I already have the select board support on that, so that
Okay.
letter's been done, but it's always helpful to have a letter from the Economic Development Committee when you're applying for an economic development funding.
Yeah.
So it's up to you guys if you want to support it or not.
basically strengthening our
I'll
candidacy.
make a motion, I'll make a motion that we supply a letter of support with the select board's letter for this project.
I'll second.
So,
Okay, all four?
Jen, are you voting? I'm waiting for Jen to respond.
Okay.
We know there are 3, 4.
Jen there?
I vote the EDC to sign the support letter.
Okay,
Okay, and against?
That'd be me.
Okay,
all right.
all right, so we'll turn this around then.
All right.
Right.
I have a template for it. I'll make a couple adjustments and I'll make sure that I circulate it.
If you want to send it to me, I'll turn it around real fast.
I'm happy to take it on, but
Okay, great. I'll
And just so you know,
Okay.
we didn't even have them, we just found out about it last week. We met with these people on Thursday.
yeah, so that's to your point, Sonia. This is a very last minute thing. So
Yeah, for anything, it should be delayed. Didn't it say, they say a deadline after they move it out because we haven't had time to review it. It's not proper to do things in such a rush, and it's just bad government.
well, it
Sometimes-
hasn't
voted on it,
hasn't
so-
Sometimes,
it hasn't
but
begun
happens a
yet.
lot.
And sometimes it's better when things get moving faster rather than taking 18 months. So I'm happy to take advantage of an opportunity that is presented to me. Okay. Jan, do you want to talk about the fundraiser briefly, or any updates from the food pantry?
Updates from the food pantry. We had I didn't attend, but we did have Rebecca. Actually, maybe Alec, you could give us a better update than I
Well,
can.
Julie was there.
Or
sitting there
Julie can.
listening. It was a fun time. How many did we have? 80?
There was a lot of people there. They
80 or
fit
90?
into the farm. Rebecca, and Vita,
Tito.
Tito. Tito,
Yeah, terrific. Oh,
hosted. It was lovely. It was a great cross-section of Waldeboro in attendance. It was to raise money for the food pantry in order to provide backpacks for when the children are away from school and over the weekend into Monday
for Miller School.
for Miller School,
Yeah.
for Miller School only. And it was a lovely time. I hope a lot of money was raised. I don't know how much was raised or anything like that, but
And I haven't heard either.
and I can tell you that we're very fortunate to have the volunteers of the Waldeboro Food Pantry. I think they do a fabulous job. I also think that, and I said this the other night when I was asked to speak, I think that, and we're already seeing it through general assistance requests, but with the cuts that have been made with TANF, with SNAP, and that's so far, what I've heard is that's $26 a month for families. That doesn't sound like a lot, but it's the other programs that went with these that are going to be difficult to deal with. The other issue becomes LIHEAP.
Guess what?
LIHEAP is what provides heating assistance to a lot of low income people in our community, many of which are seniors living on a fixed income. So LIHEAP's funding is returning to pre-COVID funding. Last year, we had the town through the Philbrook Fund helped, I think it was like 25 individual, families with heating assistance because LIHEAP was not available. So I think as we go into the winter and you're having some organizations that are local organizations that we have always depended on to support some of that, their funding has been cut. With those cuts come other issues. So I think we just have to be aware of that as we progress. And it's not whether you agree with the cuts or not agree with the cuts. The reality is that we're already seeing it on a local level. So the importance of these organizations, our local organizations that support a lot of people become very important. So
Yeah,
we're
that's
very blessed to have the food.
That's where it's gonna come from.
It's gotta come from,
So it's local.
it's local.
Everything's gonna be local.
Yeah, and that event was a great way of making donors aware of one another and of the volunteers and just raising morale for the whole program. So
Yeah.
it was very successful.
It's an amazing program. It really is. And I don't have the numbers for today. But we've been seeing typically 175 families, something like that, about 450 to 460.
To give you an
individuals.
example, when and it's the same thing. There was about 60 families prior to 2020 that
Hmm.
would show up regularly for the food pantry. Now they're up to 175,
Yeah.
which is the same number right around that we'd had when the food pantry kind of took a step back and the town kind of took over in the beginning of COVID. Another good indicator is we used to have about 35 families that we provided food baskets for at Christmas, Thanksgiving, Christmas. And the same amount probably of families that we provided boxes, at the time it was toys. We are now at Christmas and Thanksgiving up around 175 food baskets, and that's in addition to, and about the same number for the boxes of joy that we provide. So those numbers are tracking.
I was talking to somebody who is involved with the food pantry up in Knox County, not the AIO, but they said that the kids, when they open their backpacks, the meal program on the weekends, it's like Christmas for them.
Yeah,
They
100%.
tear it open and they see what the goodies are in there and they really get excited.
So,
about it.
and I will just share with you, one of the things that the Philbrook Fund is funding is for third graders this year to go to the Y in Damariscotta and learn how to cook.
That's a great program.
And the importance of that is they're
Wow.
going to try to tie the recipes that they use into what the food pantry is giving out that week.
Oh,
So
Yep.
the importance of a third grader being able to actually prepare food is phenomenal. And one of our select board members who did experience childhood poverty, severe childhood poverty when he was young, related a story that being able to prepare your own food, even when you are in third grade, is a way that you, it's a way that you can help yourself.
Yeah.
It's
Gives you-
empowering, yeah.
It's empowering, it gives you a great amount of confidence.
so.
And
Steve,
sometimes your siblings depend on your ability
100%.
to
Yeah.
provide that. For whatever reason, the parents can't or don't. It gives the children an opportunity to provide for themselves.
Who's running the cooking program? That's the
That's
why.
the why. It's called Y Farms. They do an excellent job of it.
Great.
They go, right now, they go once a year.
Huh.
Or twice a year to their, other schools go once a week. But it's the transportation that was the issue. So they have a grant for that. And we're just assisting, the Philbrook Fund is just assisting with the transportation.
Oh, okay.
And it's no tax dollars. It's a standing Philbrook Fund that's for the needy poor in the town of Waldeboro. So that's the program that is helping to
great.
fund that. And it's select board approved it. So it'll be something
great.
that we can help with.
Before we adjourn, Sonia, did you have a comment about the focus of the committee?
Yeah, because, well, and all this stuff and all these things, and they talk about budgets, I never hear the thing that people are actually physically aware of the state of the economics of the town. Okay, if you're to look at Waldeboro, the median household income is 71,773. It's debatable, it goes up and down, right? So that's the midpoint. So there's people who make more than that, and then an equal number makes less than that. Now, they define the middle class as a range of 49 to 49,150 to 147,466. So if you look at this median income, most people are not existing even at the middle class level.
Yeah.
They say a livable is $40,631.
For how many people?
That's a single adult.
Yeah.
Okay, when they talk about your poverty level, here in Waldeboro, it sits at 6.24%.
That's not accurate.
That's not, is it higher?
It's much higher.
Much higher. It's
Okay,
like
well, then-
15.
Because I went to
20.
several different sources.
So the problem with the census is that there's a census tract and it only tracks downtown.
Mhm.
It doesn't track, so you have to make sure, and then the census data that was done in 2020 was incomplete, because they did not have a
Yeah.
complete census. So you're supposed to add about 8% to that number, is what we were told originally.
So
So
that's-
we're right,
8% points or 8%?
so we're right around our poverty level. If you were to actually look at it, what we have been told is we're right around 21%.
Okay.
So you're talking, so at 21%, we have about six, that includes
Yeah,
Waldeboro, Bremen, in terms of the food pantry, and Noblesboro. So that's about
So
6,000 total,
So think
20%.
about it like this.
1,000 people.
Say we have 2,100 line items in our people housing. We have 400 households that receive LIHEAP. That's astonishing. And you also have to realize that we have people who are in poverty, and then we have people who are just over that 34,999 number.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, anybody who's really interested and who really wants to learn about poverty in Waldeboro and what we're doing, come in, sit down, have a conversation with me. Because
Yeah.
I deal with it on a daily basis.
I look
I'm
at,
the intake person,
Well-
so.
I look
you
at
know,
that pretty
I'm trying to
carefully
do
for
an
the,
overview and develop a focus, because, I mean, focusing on a sign or getting another study, I would see, we need to attract employable businesses that pay higher wages,
And that's,
okay?
100% right. Yep.
So I found like,
Complex
there's lots
process.
of machine works,
Yeah.
like if you look at Warren, they've got a bunch of businesses that are just tucked in corners. There's the machine works, it's quiet, there's also Line Nielsen,
Lee Nielsen, yeah. that's
Uh-huh.
what it is.
there's some flooring manufacturers along Route 90, et cetera. So my focus is we might want to look at improving, coming up with a industrial area to attract some of these businesses.
Or-
Like
or you mean-
zoning.
Expanding our
Right.
current industrial.
Right, and what I found sad was, 'cause you were wondering, well, you guys brought it up at some time, and I thought I'd look at it, because I was looking at the tax maps. This is my little highlighting, it's rough. But, there's like, if you look, especially the shoreland, I mean, that thing, it's almost tax-free down there. But if you go up and you're looking and there's farmland, you don't see very many farms. I was driving around because I was running for the school board. I was going up all these different nooks and crannies, trying to learn the town and trying to meet people, because I'm new and nobody knows me. But I was also sizing up the town, because as part of the economic, you should look and see what's out there. And there was like a Mercury dealer repair shop on one road, and then there's a bunch of fields. I saw maybe 2, 3 cow farms. I saw farms, but mostly it was just hay or just fields sitting out there. Or the house was sitting in the middle of a field, but there was no, and if you compare it to like, say, Portugal, I posted that somewhere, because I mean, it's every square inch is under cultivation.
Hmm.
They have smaller lots. I don't see any economic activity. And so if you say there's these, it's like if you go past the dump, you run into the Spear Farms, and that's a highly farmed area, but you don't see it anywhere else. And I don't understand why not. And I think it's the nature of how people think. We're kind of stuck in a weird, we got retired people who don't want any noise. We've got environmentalists who don't want to see a single blade of grass disappear. And then you've got poor people, or people just hanging on and traveling to work. But I see a lot of people making the decisions are getting their income from tax, or they're getting it from outside the state. They're retired and they're making decisions. And it should be the people like on these lands should be doing something. There should be something, and I don't see how another survey would bring anything up on that. Really, I mean, I'm looking, I don't mind, I want to
we've already
see,
voted on
This
this,
is-
we've already voted on that issue, so
So,
we need to go.
so
but that's my
a lot
point.
of your points are valid, and
Valid,
that's a rich topic, and if you have some concrete suggestions to bring to the committee next time, we should take them up and discuss them.
But I've been researching different ways of developing
I like
stuff.
that
Yeah.
thinking, though. It's good.
Yeah.
All right,
Good.
thank you,
It's a good
everybody.
direction.
We're gonna have to